Hello and welcome to Brodual. Today we have the Royal Armory. This is an immersion boosting weapon collection with a purpose, and it's available for both versions of Skyrim on the PC and it's also on the Xbox. Isn't it a bit weird how all of the most important characters in Skyrim walk around with common weapons? They usually come with unique tailored armour sets, but even the likes of General Tullius and Ulfric Stormcloak are stuck with common steel weapons. Skyrim is known for its talented smiths, so why aren't the most powerful and influential people in Skyrim given a weapon more fitting to their name? Well, after taking inspiration from other fantasy series like Game of Thrones and Lord of the Rings, the author has added 25 named weapons into Skyrim. Just like Ned Stark's Valyrian steel sword Ice or Bilbo Baggins' sword Sting, the Royal Armory adds unique named weapons to some of the most iconic and memorable characters in the game. The highest Imperial in all of Skyrim will no longer boast a measly steel sword, but instead he'll carry judgment. The Emperor spared no expense when gifting Tullius this weapon during the Great War, in which it saw its fair share of battle. The mere sight of the weapon became a beacon of hope for the Imperial soldiers, rallying them around it. Tullius hopes it will continue to shine during Skyrim's Civil War. The weapons were designed taking each character's own personality and backstory into account. This includes the NPC's choice of weapon. If they originally carried a war axe, their named weapon will still be a war axe. They were also designed to fit into the world of Skyrim, so they don't stray too far from what's already offered in vanilla. They often use materials naturally found in Skyrim or Solstheim, and the author's done a fantastic job in making them feel like they could have been a part of the game all along. Thanks to the weapon's seamless integration, you'll be able to find them all naturally during a normal playthrough. How and if you get your hands on them, however, would depend on your approach. Sometimes you can just wait until the owner dies and then loot their corpse. Other times you might prefer a more stealthy approach, adding yet another treasure to your stockpile. And sometimes, purely because of the choices you made during your playthrough, you might never be able to get your hands on certain weapons. Some NPCs might only appear with their weapon at key points during certain questlines, so you'll need to strike while the window of opportunity is still open. Your choices of factions will also determine the likelihood of you getting your hands on certain faction members' weapons. Maybe you join the Imperials so you can claim Ulfric's Rickvard as your own, or maybe you side with the Stormcloaks, waiting for the day you can pass judgment on General Tullius himself. Even if you aren't interested in trying out the weapons for yourself, they can still be appreciated from afar, especially if the NPC is well versed in battle. Each weapon comes with a little made up backstory on how they came to be. Galmar's Foldbreaker was forged when he was still a young lad. One morning he woke to the screams of his mother being mauled by a frost troll. He picked up the nearest warhammer and ran for help. He managed to kill the troll, but he was already too late. And as a reminder to always be a hero to the masses, he mounted the monster's skull on top of the weapon. Galmar is probably the most Nordic Nord there is, and mounting a trophy on his weapon definitely sounds like something he'd do. Then there's Freya. Usually dual-wielding generic Nordic and Stalrim axes, she now comes with two hatches, Rengving and Snarving. After naming the weapons after the mighty Allmaker himself, the Skarls say he extended his blessing onto the weapons, enchanting them with the power of storm and snow. These backstories can help explain why the author designed the weapons the way he did. Sometimes it can explain a physical trait, like the Troll Skull on Foldbreaker, and other times it can help explain the weapon's enchantment, like another favourite of ours, the Hammer of Light. One of the most powerful Dawnguard artifacts, the Hammer of Light, is carried by its leader, Isran. Rumour has it that the Dawnguard's founding Grand Master managed to trap a portion of the sun into the hammer through the use of ancient magic. The hammer's enchantment banishes darkness, illuminating the area like a torch. It also deals extra sun and fire damage, and is particularly effective against vampires. Even if you didn't read the backstory, you could probably piece together why the Hammer of Light glows, but we still enjoyed reading it nonetheless. That's one of the advantages of named weapons. Even without looking at a backstory, each weapon sort of has its own personality and history to it. And since they were designed after specific NPCs, you can still sort of piece together how each one got their weapon. We've only shown a small collection of the 25 total weapons, leaving the rest for you to discover in game. We can tell you that they're all of an extremely high quality, coming from a mod author well known for his weapon mods in particular. The selection of NPCs is also great, spanning across all of Skyrim and Solstheim even throughout an entire playthrough. You'll consistently notice new named weapons throughout all of the biggest questlines, even in those added by DLC. Altogether, this is a top-notch weapon mod. It's rare to find a weapon collection that boosts immersion, but the Royal Armory does just that. It's great for thieves who want some extra trinkets to hunt down, and it's fantastic for giving extra incentives and consequences to your actions. And maybe most importantly, it adds that extra bit of depth to some of the most important characters in Skyrim. If you're interested in giving it a go, then you can find everything you need down below. If you enjoy the mod, then be sure to let the author know, or at the very least leave an endorsement as a show of support. Be sure to check out g2a.com, and thanks for watching.